Across the world, millions cry out for healing every single day. Some are battling chronic pain, others are lying in hospital beds with life-threatening illnesses, and many are suffering silently, facing wounds of the heart and soul that no doctor can diagnose. Maybe you too are in a season of suffering. Perhaps you've prayed for healing, but the pain lingers. Or maybe you've watched a loved one fight an illness, desperately hoping for a breakthrough that hasn't come yet. In moments like these, a question rises from the depths of our hearts. Does God still heal today? The Bible is filled with verses about healing, and many turn to familiar passages like Isaiah 53 verse 5, "By his stripes we are healed." Others find comfort in Psalm 91's promises of divine protection. But there is one psalm, often overlooked, that contains a life-changing message about healing, a psalm that not only speaks of physical restoration, but also the healing of the soul. In today's video, we will uncover this forgotten psalm of healing. We will explore its rich meaning, its transformative power, and how it applies to your life today. Whether you need healing in your body, mind, or spirit, this psalm holds a message for you. Before we dive in, if you're passionate about exploring the depths of Scripture and finding encouragement for your faith journey, consider subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us bring more content that inspires, strengthens, and uplifts believers worldwide. Now let's discover the forgotten psalm of healing and how its message can transform your life. The ancient cry for healing. Healing is a universal desire. Since the dawn of time, humanity has sought ways to restore health and wholeness. Ancient civilizations turned to herbs, rituals, and prayers, searching for relief from disease and suffering. For the Hebrew people, healing was never just about the physical body. They understood that sickness was often tied to the condition of the soul. In their culture, to be truly whole was to be in right relationship with God. This is why Scripture is filled with prayers, not just for physical healing, but also for the restoration of the heart and spirit. King David, the author of this forgotten psalm, understood suffering on every level. As a warrior, he endured physical wounds. As a leader, he faced betrayal and heartbreak. As a man after God's own heart, he experienced deep sorrow over his own sins. Through all his trials, David turned to God, not just for help, but for healing. And in one powerful psalm, he recorded a testimony of God's ability to restore, redeem, and renew. Psalm 30, the forgotten psalm of healing. The psalm we are exploring today is Psalm 30, a passage that many overlook when searching for scriptures on healing, yet it carries one of the most profound promises of restoration in the entire Bible. Let's take a moment to read it. Psalm 31 through 5, NIV. I will exalt you, Lord, for you lifted me out of the depths and did not let my enemies gloat over me. Lord my God, I called to you for help, and you healed me. You, Lord, brought me up from the realm of the dead. You spared me from going down to the pit. Sing the praises of the Lord, you his faithful people. Praise his holy name. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. This psalm is a declaration of healing, physical, emotional, and spiritual. It is a song of thanksgiving from someone who has been rescued from the brink of despair. But why is this psalm so powerful? And how can we apply its truth to our own lives? Let's break it down. 1. Healing begins with crying out to God. David opens the psalm with a testimony. Lord my God, I called to you for help, and you healed me. David doesn't say, I healed myself. He doesn't say, time healed me. He says, I called to you, and you healed me. This is the first key to divine healing, calling out to God. Throughout Scripture, we see this pattern again and again. When the Israelites were oppressed in Egypt, they cried out to God, and he delivered them. When blind Bartimaeus heard Jesus was passing by, he cried out, "Son of David, have mercy on me," and he was healed. When the lepers encountered Jesus, they called out, and he cleansed them. Healing often begins with a desperate cry for help. But here's the challenge. Are we willing to call out to God even when we don't see immediate results? Many give up too soon. They pray once, don't see change, and assume God is silent. But David teaches us persistence. He called out, and God answered. If you are seeking healing, don't stop praying. Don't stop believing. God hears every cry, and his timing is always perfect. 2. Healing is a journey, not just a moment. David's words, "You lifted me out of the depths," suggest that his healing was not instantaneous. It was a process. We often want instant miracles. We want the fever to break immediately, the pain to disappear instantly, the diagnosis to change overnight. And sometimes God does work that way, but other times healing comes through a journey. Consider, Naaman had to dip in the Jordan 7 times before his leprosy was healed. The blind man in Mark 8 was healed in 2 stages. First, he saw people like trees walking. Then Jesus touched him again for full restoration. Paul prayed 3 times for God to remove his thorn in the flesh, but instead, God gave him grace to endure. Healing isn't always a single moment. It's often a journey of faith, growth, and deeper trust in God. If you are waiting for healing, know this: God is at work, even when you don't see it yet. Keep walking in faith. Third, God's anger is temporary, but his favor is eternal. David continues, "For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime." Sometimes when we suffer, we wonder, is God punishing me? Did I do something wrong? While suffering can be a consequence of sin, not all pain is punishment. We live in a fallen world where sickness and brokenness exist. But David reminds us that even when God allows trials, his favor is still upon us. His grace is greater than our mistakes. His mercy outlasts our failures. If you've ever felt like God is distant because of your suffering, take heart. His favor lasts a lifetime. The night is temporary, morning always comes. Perhaps the most famous line from this psalm is, "Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning." David doesn't deny that suffering is real. The night does come. The pain does feel overwhelming. But no night lasts forever. Whether you are battling a long illness, struggling with grief, or facing emotional pain, morning will come, the storm will pass, the darkness will lift. God's healing will be revealed in his perfect time. Conclusion: hold on to the promise of healing. Psalm 30 is more than just a prayer. It's a testimony of a man who was healed, restored, and renewed by God. Whatever you are facing today, remember, cry out to God. He hears you. Trust the process. Healing is a journey. Believe in his favor. It lasts forever. Hold on to hope. The night will end, and morning will come. If this message has encouraged you, consider subscribing to our channel for more faith-filled content. And if you need prayer, leave a comment below. We would love to stand in faith with you. May you find peace in the promise that joy always comes in the morning.